I'd like to ask you something before we take a deep dive into this topic. Think about the last time you were frustrated, really frustrated, that deeper kind that sits in you. Now ask yourself, who are you focused on in that moment? I'm going to guess that it wasn't yourself. I want to tell you two stories. They happened at completely different parts of my life, but they taught me the exact same thing. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Now let's get into it. My name is Mario. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a psychology degree, and I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I have everything figured out. What I have is about 30 years of building things, walking away from them, and learning the hard way on what actually moves people forward, including me. This channel is just that. Stories from a real life person with real life consequences. If something lands, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. So my family's from San Diego, but we moved to Arizona about 20 years ago. My dad, he still lives in California. And my wife and I, when we visit, there's a whole family rhythm around the house. My mom, she passed away a year ago back in 2025. So my sisters, they take turns making dinner for my dad during the week. One of my younger sisters, she'll come home, throw something together as fast as she can, and then she's out the door. Now, don't get me wrong, she can cook. She just chooses not to put in the effort at times. And that really bothers me a lot. So one day I tell her, when my wife and I are visiting, she still has to take care of my dad. And, my thought was, if we cover for her, she keeps skating by. So let her come home and do it the right way. But then I thought about it. Does it really bother me to cook for my dad? Of course not. So then I decided, don't think about it as taking over for my sister. Look at it as if I was cooking for my dad. Because here's what I did know. If I sat down and had a really nice meal and my dad was eating something and my sister slapped together in 10 minutes, I wouldn't enjoy my meal. Not for a second. So there it was. Focus on dad. And just like that, the whole thing shifted. Same kitchen, same situation, same focus, different feeling entirely. Now, let me take you somewhere else completely different. Same lesson, but a few years back, I was thinking about moving into a new role at work. New opportunity meant more responsibility, more earning potential. And like most people, the first thing I thought about was, what is this position going to pay me? And I found that the average was honestly not enough, and it made me hesitant. I started doing the math in my head. It's really not worth the transition, the learning curve, all of it, for that number. Then a colleague said something to me that I haven't forgotten since. He told me, in every position you've ever had, you always performed in the top 5%. So he asked me, why do you keep asking what the average person makes? He said, you're not average. Stop asking questions about average people. Ask what the top 5% earn. And that's it. That's your number. That's your ceiling. That's who you should be measuring yourself up against. And it hit me. I'd been using the wrong reference point. I was measuring myself against people that weren't performing at my level. And it was quietly shrinking what I thought was possible. So, two completely different stories, two different situations. A dinner table in California and a career conversation at work. But the same thing was happening in both. Focus on the wrong person and everything feels harder, smaller, more frustrating than it needs to be. I focused on my sister, cooking felt like a battle. I focused on what the average person would make, and the opportunity felt like it was barely worth it. Shift the focus and everything changes. I focused on my dad, and it became an act of love. I focused on the top performers. Suddenly, the opportunity felt completely different. The task didn't change. The situation didn't change. The focus changed. And that changed everything. So here's what I want to leave you with. Whatever you're frustrated about right now, in your career, in your relationship, and what you're thinking about that you should be doing right now, ask yourself who you're measuring yourself up against. Because if you're focused on the wrong person, you're always going to feel behind. Always feel like it's not worth it. Always feel like the deck is stacked against you. You get to choose your reference point. So choose the one that pulls you forward instead of the one that holds you down. I'm Mario. This is the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.